Hey everybody, welcome to Salty Gamer, where we're on an airsoft journey and we're sharing everything we learn on the way. Today we're looking at this guy right here. This is the Elite Force Hater revolver. It's a CO2 revolver and it's got some unique styling to it and a really dedicated cult following. So we're going to look at this in an in-depth review and figure out, does it live up to the hype? So stay tuned. Hey everybody, welcome. This is the Elite Force Hater, H8R. It's marketed as a CQB revolver and it's grown quite a cult following. It goes in and out of stock pretty regularly and it took us a little while to get one of these. But now that we have it, we're going to do an in-depth review of it to figure out if it does actually deserve the hype, because it definitely has some pretty aggressive styling to it. It looks pretty cool, feels pretty good. But before we get into more details about it, let's see what's in the box.
What's in the box?
All right, today we are unboxing the Elite Force Hater Frontline Resolution. It says that it's going to shoot 325 feet per second with .20 BBs. We shall see. Advertisement, an owner's manual, pretty detailed owner's manual. This is a pretty simplistic gun. I can't imagine you're going to need much of an owner's manual. And then the gun itself. So there we have it. We have the Elite Force gun itself. Looks like we've got some cartridges. I'm guessing this is warranty information. Let's have a look at the gun. Initial impressions, it's smaller than I thought it would be. Based on the picture, it's kind of reminiscent of a big old honking 357 Magnum Dirty Harry gun. But in actuality, it's kind of small. I mean, it's not tiny. It's just smaller than I expected it to be. Right off the bat, I can tell that it's all plastic. It's all polymer, although it feels pretty rugged. So it's definitely high-end quality polymer. I don't see anything metal on it. Sights are kind of lacking. The cylinder doesn't revolve. The cartridge is removed by this mechanism here. It just pops right out. You're just going to press your BBs into the back of the cartridge here. Can't see that you're going to get any use out of a speed loader with this particular gun, but I don't guess you need to. It does come with the additional 4 cartridges, so if you load all these up before game and you're carrying these out with you, you can carry 50 shots out on the field with this particular gun, so that's definitely a plus. All right. Cocking mechanism. Does appear to have a working safety. Don't know how much of a benefit that is with the cocking revolver, but it does have one. Upper Picatinny rail, lower Picatinny rail for laser sights, flashlights, whatever you want. The grip has got a nice feel to it. It's really ergonomic. It definitely has that 357 vibe to it, even though it's not as big as I expected it to be. It's definitely got that Dirty Harry vibe to it. CO2 goes in the handle. There's a little recess right here. So yeah, CO2 goes right in the handle right there. Allen key tightens it into the handle. You've got a little ridge right there that's got to go back in there to get it flush back together. There's not a lot to the gun. It's kind of cool in its simplicity. So let's go talk about this gun. So the Hater, as the price point would suggest, it's all polymer. There's only a few pieces on this that are actually metal. The hammer is metal, the trigger is metal, the release catch for the cartridge is metal. And that's pretty much it. Everything else is plastic. It's a good quality polymer, but make no mistake, with the exceptions we just mentioned, it's a 100% plastic gun. But it's got a really big cult following. It's a super popular gun, probably because it's not very expensive, but also it just looks really cool. It's got this aggressive styling. I don't think it's a one-to-one replica of anything, but it certainly kind of has that 357 Magnum vibe going to it. And it's got a 20mm rail on top and on bottom, which is kind of neat. You don't usually see both. So you can mount your laser sights, your flashlights, whatever it may be, on the rail underneath, and you can actually mount something on top. Maybe you want to mount an optic. We actually put a reflex sight on top of this thing, and I gotta tell you, it looked pretty darn cool. I mean, I kind of liked it. I may actually try and play with it that way. Everything about this gun, the popularity of it, to me, it seems like it's just that cool factor. It looks cool, it feels cool, it's got a really ergonomic rubberized grip. It just kind of feels badass. Now, unlike most revolvers, the cylinder on this doesn't actually rotate. It just has a little cartridge that rotates, if you can see that. This release catch right here lets you take the cartridge out. So you've got a 10-shot cartridge, and it actually comes with 4 more of these, so you can carry 50 shots out on the field. And reloading one of these guys is pretty darn quick. I can see one advantage to carrying this gun out on the field is that you've got a lot of shots. And it also has a working safety underneath the hammer right here. I'm not really sure what purpose this serves because the gun doesn't fire if it's not cocked back anyway, and it's got a pretty long trigger pull if you're trying to just fire it without cocking it. As I understand it, I think there's probably some fields out there that require you to have a safety to use a gun on their field. So if your field happens to have one of those rules, then you're good to go. Now, the one notable thing that the Hayter does not have is an adjustable hop-up. And that's going to really affect the distance and accuracy of the gun. So that's the question in everybody's mind, is how does this gun perform? So let's go find that out right now. The gun shoots pretty consistently between about 315 to 320 feet per second. It could stand to shoot a little bit harder, but given that it's marketed as a CQB gun, you want it to be under that 350 feet per second limit. As far as range and accuracy goes, the gun is pretty accurate out to about 50 feet, but at 50 feet, because of that lack of hop-up, it definitely starts to drop off, and 60 feet is really your max distance with this gun.
Don't be hating.
All right, so there you go. As you can see, this gun is really well suited for indoor CQB. It's got some limited distance to it. Your max distance with any real consistent accuracy is gonna be about 60 feet, but you could take it outdoors and play with it as well. There's nothing stopping you. And even outdoors, most pistol encounters are probably gonna be within that 50 to 75 foot range. And you know, interestingly, we actually saw a video by Brain Exploder where he added a hop-up to the Hayter. It increased the range from about 60 feet to about anywhere from 120 to 180 feet on a line with accuracy. And that's pretty dang impressive, but it did take some serious mechanical engineering skills. You can go over there. We'll put the link to the video in the description below, and you can go check it out. They literally notched a section out of the barrel, took a piece of rubber and created their own custom flat hop and drilled into the top of the body of the gun with a screw that is used to adjust the hop up. So it's pretty ingenious and it worked great, but definitely not something I'm going to try to do. I'll just use this to its capabilities out of the box. But if you want to try it, you go right ahead. So hey, while you're here, definitely tell us in the comments below what you think of this gun. Do you have this gun? Have you ever used this gun? What do you think is driving the cult following that this gun has? It's definitely got some aggressive styling to it. It's kind of cool looking. It definitely feels pretty cool. But you know, if we're being honest, as far as pistols go, there's a lot of them out there that shoot a lot faster, a lot further, and a lot more accurate. But you know, the cool factor is a 10 on this gun. So hey, thanks for sticking with us for our review of the Elite Force Hayter H8R. And if you're not already subscribed, be sure to hit that subscribe button and join us on our airsoft journey. And we'll see you next time.